Hello, wellness seekers. Maria Malec again with another episode of Taking Healthy Back. I am with a very, very, very dear friend, almost 20 years.
Yep.
We've known each other. Another young living person, Stanlee Palmissano. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
And gosh, she could be my mom. She is my surrogate mom. We adopted each other today.
We did.
And Stanlee has an amazing healing story, and she's going to share a little bit of it today. But my first question, Stanlee, is how is your health directly related to your success? And I think your healing story kind of segues into that. So welcome.
Okay,
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for introducing me, and thank you for having me on your video. This is exciting for me, and I'm happy to share whatever it is that I can share that'll help anyone, because I was helped because somebody shared with me many years ago. So how is my healing story connected to my success? Well, in one sentence, when you feel good, you look good, and you do good. So our health and wellness means that mind, body, spirit, emotions are kind of balanced. I mean, we're humans and it's not always balanced.
Ebb and flow.
Ebb and flow, which is kind of interesting too, because every time there's a back and forth, or high and low, I learned at this age that even the lows are very valuable, because I will, due to many influences from people who are thinkers and seekers, help me understand that when things are not so good, look for the gift in there. For one reason, not to do it again, and for another reason, what can that lead us to that'll make things better? So I started on a journey in 2000. I was diagnosed with a serious disease, and I did not at all feel good following the protocol of the allopathic, which is regular medicine. I knew in my heart that there was a way to do things naturally, because God gave us the ability. The only thing is we got away from it. I'm not that far away from it because my grandmother used to do things naturally. She would take herbs from the field. She would take different ingredients in the kitchen and put them in a pot, boil them up, stick something in there like bread, and the amino acids from the bread would break down in the milk and with the herbs in there, and then she would take that concoction and apply it to somebody's arm that seemed to have something that was weird on it, and it would be gone. So I'm not that far away from it, and I decided to search. In my search, I realized that diet, lifestyle, mental outlook, and I came across something called essential oils, young living essential oils. I did not believe that they would actually be able to do anything, because they were just these little tiny drops of essential oils, and I'm like, oh, what can that do? I don't think it can do anything. But I really wanted to buy a bottle of lemon. I use lemon for everything. You know, lemon in my water in the morning, lemon in my water at a restaurant, or even lemon on my salad. Oh my God, I said, give me a bottle of lemon essential oil. That started me on my journey. I got my bottle. People looked at me and said, what is that bottle? I told them it was an essential oil. And I was surprised to know that my close family and friends really were interested in learning about it, more than me. So I introduced them to the person who introduced me to the oils, and that started my journey into really looking into how essential oils help me in my journey and in my healing from that diagnosis that I had back in the year 2000.
You know, the big...
You know the letter that looks like that? C? Gone. My doctors were amazed. First, they were very frightened that I wasn't going to follow their protocol, because in their minds, that was the only way for me to heal. And in my mind, I knew it wasn't the only way, even though they were guiding me very strongly to do their protocol. And I was very lucky to have a doctor that actually stayed with me while I followed my own path. And my own path was clean eating, consciously getting rid of anything that didn't honor me. It could be family members, it could be friends, it could be my job. I mean, I had a job I liked, but there are people who are living in such tension and stress,
burnout,
that their bodies are not relaxed enough. And meditation was part of that. I did not know how to meditate. I would sit there and close my eyes in my own apartment, and then after a few seconds I'd open one eye and look around and say, oh my God, I have to do laundry, and then close my eyes again.
Right.
And then,
who hasn't done that?
And then look around and say, oh, I should start dinner. Well, this is what I did. I laid down on the floor so that when I opened my eyes, what did I see? The ceiling.
Oh, good
That
one.
helped me close my eyes again, because what was I going to do? Nothing. There was nothing on the ceiling. And I listened to a CD that guided me. So meditation is really important.
So let me just recap all of that. You were introduced to essential oils, which is part of the natural wellness protocols. But then that led you down the path of all these other things that you could do: personal development, spirituality. You made radical changes in your life. You took action.
I did.
You didn't just read about it and think, oh, well, that's not for me. You tried everything.
Right.
You know, for me, if someone said, go stand in the corner, turn your head upside down and drink carrot juice for 8 weeks, I would do that. You know, there's a lot of people out there who are more afraid of these natural solutions when they're actually the original design of these solutions. Just, you know, our breath alone. Did you know, and I learned this through Young Living, that 70% of our toxins in our body are released through the breath. So if you're inhaling an essential oil or you're just breathing the air, you are releasing toxins every time you exhale. So
that's important. That's very important. And one of the things that you're saying and I'm saying is we have a belief.
Yes.
We had a belief in what we were doing was the right way. I have to tell you, a friend of mine was diagnosed at the same time I was. And she told me if she was guided to follow the route that I followed, she would die from fright.
Wow.
So she followed her doctor's route with confidence, belief, spirituality, meditation, and she healed the same way I did.
Wow.
Her belief.
That's very powerful, and you just said something incredible. How powerful our minds are. And truly, and this is scientific, that what we think is what we become, and what we think, our body has to create the chemistry for that to take place. That's how powerful our minds and our voices are and influence our existence, basically.
It's proven now scientifically that our minds actually can change our cells, our DNA, our ability to heal, our ability to be happy. It's all in the mind, which has been known for centuries, and then in the last couple of centuries we moved away from it, but we're going back, don't you think?
Right. I think we are going back, but it needs to happen at a more rapid rate. And why my mission is to take healthy back so people can wake up sooner and start doing the things that were meant from the original design.
And start small.
Yep, very small.
Don't think you have to go wake up tomorrow and say, "Oop, I'm getting rid of this, getting rid of that." Feel what it is that you would like to change so that you could feel good.
Yes.
You could start with just meditation. And if you can't meditate, lay down on the floor, because it's a lot harder to get up from the floor than it is from a chair.
True.
And
right.
if you commit to 5 minutes to lay there and just listen to some soft music, have a little alarm go off after 5 minutes, you did 5 minutes of meditation.
Right. And you don't take a staircase all at once, right? You start with the first step. So Stanlee, tell me, what are your 3 to 5 non-negotiables for every day? Or just non-negotiables in life
In life,
to sustain your wellness.
make sure you find something to make you laugh every day.
Oh, good. I like that one.
Every day laugh, and I make sure I laugh every day. At this age of my life, everything green, and green powders, green vegetables, green tea, green.
Green clothes, because green has an energy in and of itself.
I didn't even realize that now, but I do know that. And the third thing is, I would say, be adventurous. Do something new
Okay.
in your life. Something kind of big for you, whatever that may be, something you thought about that you always wanted to do. Take the chance and do it, even if it means doing it with someone else or alone.
Well, and you said before, clean food. Did you mention sleep? Sleep.
I
Good
didn't
sleep.
mention sleep. I am very fortunate. When my head goes on the pillow, I'm out, and I wake up in the morning the same way.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, that's a
So
gift.
nutrition. Do you move every day? I mean, more than from the bed.
I kind of move all day. I'm not one to sit. So if I'm, like I said before, when I see something that has to be done, I'm doing it. I don't say, "Oh, gee, I have to do that." I'm up and doing it.
And you do it right away.
And up and out, and I do it. So my body moves all day practically. If I'm at the computer too long, I'm conscious of it. I get up and I just do. I go, I do. I haven't gotten into a routine yet of exercising. I did walk every day.
Well, walking is really okay. And I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to share with everyone that this lovely lady is going to be 80 this year, next year.
Next year, like in 10 months.
80 friends. She's overcome major health hurdles and other things in her life, just like all of us. So
we don't get out of life without experiencing something that we think we can never get over.
Right.
But we do.
Yes.
And as long as we're in this flesh, we have something to give.
Yes.
That's another thing that I feel like every day I wake up, what can I give?
Yes.
And it could be something really small. It could be a smile.
Right. I agree with that.
It could be a smile. It could be, you see somebody on the street. I saw a man on the street in a wheelchair in the dark. And I just opened up my wallet and I opened up my heart, because at the moment, that's exactly what I wanted to do for him. And for anybody. So there are times when I would put a certain amount of money in my pocket, walk along the streets of New York City, and offer that money to someone. And twice I was very surprised. I was offering money to someone that I thought needed it. They looked homeless. They were sitting on a cardboard, both people, on the street, and both said, "I don't need the money." So don't assume.
That's right. Oh,
Don't assume people need
the 4
money.
agreements.
The 4 agreements. Don't assume. And the first person that said, "No, thank you so much, I really don't need it," I tried again to have them take it because I wanted to feel good.
Oh.
And they said, "No,
point.
thank you."
Wow.
And I
That's
said
incredible.
and then I walked to the corner and there was a woman there asking for it.
Wow.
She
So you
got
had
it.
another opportunity.
She got it.
I love your heart. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So be happy. And if you're not happy, which we all cannot be happy every minute of the day, say to yourself, by the end of the day, I'm going to find something that's going to fill my heart, make me happy, and maybe even make me laugh. Put on an old Lucy movie or something.
Mm-hmm. Or the Honeymooners. That's always a good one.
Or anybody else that makes you laugh, right?
True. I'm a big Sebastian Maniscalco fan.
Oh my God. I used to watch him too.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
We have been on this healing journey together for a long time. And for me, sustained wellness is important. And I believe in my heart of hearts that our health and wellness has been robbed. Why are we even here? Why does it even matter for us to live this healthy existence? What does that mean to you? Why did you work so hard at raising your level of wellness so your wellness is above the wellness line? And for what reason?
And that's the question you're asking me right now.
Yes.
Why do I feel like I want to live above the wellness line?
Mm-hmm.
Because everything that comes to me, and I believe to most people, is when we're balanced in our body, mind, and spirit, which I mentioned in our last interview. And unless we have a feeling of something to look forward to, it could be of watching our families grow. Maria, you have 6 children. You watch your family grow. Oh, 5 children. Ooh, 5 children, sorry. I always thought it was 6.
5 in heaven.
5.
So technically 10.
In heaven, wow. Wow, you are a mom. Watching, when we come into this earth, we come in with, and this is a little bit on the spiritual side, we come in with a mission, my belief. Mm-hmm. And the mission comes from our spirit. And you've heard, maybe you've heard that we have a mission on earth, and when our mission is complete, when our job is done, then we go back to where we came from. Whether you believe in an afterlife or not, which I do, mm-hmm. I believe in a before life and an afterlife. While we're here, we're actually working towards that mission. And the most important thing is to feel good and be happy. When we feel good and be happy, and we are happy, and we make ourselves happy, or we find people or things to make us happy, our life has purpose. We have a mission, we have purpose, and we feel in our soul that we're here for a reason. Once somebody feels like there's no purpose and there's no reason, whether you're in good health or not, most times, excuse me, when you're in ill health, it's harder to find your mission.
Right.
When you're in good health, it's easier to see a mission in life.
The possibilities.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's true.
Yeah.
And when you feel like there's a purpose and a mission and you're happy, life is worth living. It's a song. You listen to the songs from yesteryear, and even some of the songs now, even though they're rap, there's a message in there to feel good and be good. So I think the old people that I used to listen to when I was younger, to their philosophies, I really didn't get it. I was like, old wives' tales. Nope, that's true. And there is a truth in every culture that brings forth words of wisdom.
Yeah.
Look for the message for you. It's not for everybody. There's a message for everybody that brings us to a point of feeling like we want to be happy and healthy.
Yeah, and it's not selfish. I think in our culture today, people are criticized for wanting to just be or not have an agenda or a task list. So what I'm hearing from you, sustaining wellness, is getting away from all of that. Listening to our elders, listening to the wisdom in the past, because it really is true.
They lived it.
There's yeah. And they didn't have the distractions that we have today.
They had other distractions.
Other distractions, but it was just a simpler time. And
Well-
we can do that now.
Well, their distractions were just as big as our distractions now in their mind.
Yes,
They
that's a
had
good
to
point.
go get heat for their families and their homes. It wasn't like turn on the thermostat.
Right.
You know, our distractions are more in the technological world or the world that we live in now.
Right.
But they had to put food on the table, and sometimes there was no food.
Sure.
And they had to find a job. Or if the father or the mother died in the family, the children had to go live with other people. It was
Right.
a different world. I'm sure that still goes on today in most of the world, because we in the United States of America should not complain.
That's the truth. And we have all the opportunities to live our best life.
We do.
And part of this mission is helping people realize that again. There's so much to live for.
Before we end this, I just want to say I do make a gratitude list every day that helps me through life. And I have to say, once you do that every day, you'll appreciate your life wherever it is you are and make it better tomorrow.
And in the future, I will be doing some Instagram lives and some other videos
Wow.
about how you actually feel gratitude. There is a science to it, and I'm going to be teaching more of that as this journey goes on, because
Wow.
gratitude is essential to life.
Yep.
But with that, and I am grateful to you, Stanlee, for joining me and
Thank
sharing
you.
your wisdom and showing that you can age beautifully, and you don't have
Thank
to
you,
break.
Maria.
You don't have to break down just because the numbers go up.
No. And thank you for your compliment. I
Oh,
appreciate it.
they're all true. Thank you.
Bye,
See you
everybody.
next time.